Hey guys, welcome back to my video. Today I'm going to be doing an MM2 guide tier list. I did do this around 5 months ago, but I'm going to be redoing it because my opinion's changed. Remember, this is just my opinion based on the like to dislike ratio of the last video. A lot of people baby raged or something, I don't know. You remember, this is just my opinion. Your opinion does not have to be the same. If you can't take my opinion of not liking your favorite godly, then I don't know. Alright, so first off is a mirror laser. I've never really liked this, but I've never really hated it either. So it's actually decent. I think I'm gonna put this in pretty good. Next up is Battle Axe, and I do not like this. It kind of just looks weird to me, so I'm going to put it in matte. Next up is Batwing. People really like this weapon. I don't really like this weapon, but it still is decent, so I'm going to put it in pretty good. Next up is Battle Axe 2, and I'm going to put this in great. It looks really good. The black and the purple go really well together. Next up is Bioblade. It kind of looks a little ugly, but it actually is pretty cool, so I'm actually going to put this in pretty good. Next up is Blaster, and I'm going to put this in Incredible. It's one of my favorite guns in the game. Next up is Blue Candy, and I'm going to put this in, I guess, okay. I don't really like how it looks. It looks a little weird, but Blue Elderwood looks amazing. I'm putting this in Incredible. For some reason, I like the blue on Elderwood more than the purple on Elderwood. It's really weird. Next up is Blue Log Chopper. I'm going to put this in okay. Same with Blue Minty. I just don't really like them. They kind of look weird to me. Next up is Blue Seer. I'm going to put this in pretty good. I think it's the best colored Seer. Alright, next up is Blue Sugar. I'm going to put this in Incredible. I feel like all of the blue trophies look really good or really bad, which is funny. Next up is Blue Vampire's Edge. This is also really good. I'm going to put this in great. I definitely prefer this over the regular Vampire's Edge. Next up is Bioblade. If you've ever watched my channel before, you probably know that I hate Bioblades. Yeah, this is going good bad. Next up is Bronze Candy. I don't really like any of the bronze stuff. I'm going to put Bronze Candy, I think, in like matte. I don't really like it. Bronze Elderwood, I'm going to put it in okay, just because Elderwood is pretty cool. Next up is Bronze Hollow. I'm actually going to put this in pretty good. It does look better. Bronze Log Chopper and Bronze Minty, I don't really like. Actually, I think I would put Bronze Minty in okay. It's a little better. Bronze Sugar, I actually think is actually pretty good. I'm going to put this in maybe great. It actually looks pretty cool. And then Bronze Vampire's Edge, I think it's kind of ugly, so I'm going to put it in bad. Next up is all the Chroma Fire Pets. I'm going to put these all in bad. They just don't look good. They don't fit in the MM2 art style. They just look like a simulator pet. So yeah, I'm going to put these in all bad, except I think I'm going to put Fox and matte. Next up is Chroma Gingerblade, and this is going straight to Incredible, because Gingerblade I would put in great, but if you add Chroma to it, it just makes it look so much better. Next up is Chill, and obviously this is going in Incredible. It's my favorite weapon in the entire game, and yeah. And next up is Chroma Boneblade, my least favorite weapon in the game, surprisingly. So yeah, let's put this in bad, because I just don't really like it. Something about it, I just hate it even more than Boneblade. Next up is Chroma Darkburner, and I'm going to put this in Incredible, and then Chroma Death Shard. I'm going to put Chroma Death Shard in great. I really like it. Chroma Fang, I don't like. I'm going to put it in bad. Chroma Gemstone, this is going to Incredible. It's my favorite Chroma in the game. And then Chroma Heat's also a very good Chroma too. I'm going to put it in Incredible. Chroma Laser, I'm going to put it in great. It's pretty good. And then Chroma Lightburner, I'm also going to put it in great. It is pretty good. Chroma Luger, I don't really like. I'm going to put this in pretty good. Same with Saw. Chroma Luger, I don't like it just because I don't like it when the entire weapon is just completely chromified. That's also why I don't like Fang. But Luger is still pretty good, and Saw, it's good, it just doesn't have enough of chromified on it, so that's why. And then Chroma Seer, same, I just don't really like Seer, so yeah. Chroma Shark, I'm going to put this in great, it looks pretty good. Chroma Slasher, also going to put this in pretty good, it looks really good. And then Chromatize, which is my former favorite Chroma in the game, I'm going to put this in Incredible. Next up is Clockwork, I'm going to put this in pretty good. It looks pretty good, so yeah. Then Cookie Blade, I'm also going to put it pretty good. So yeah, Corrupt, I'm actually going to put Incredible. I think it actually looks really cool. It's really unique when you look up at it really closely. Next up is Darkbringer. I'm going to put this in great. And then I'm going to put Death Shard in pretty good. And then Core Block to Death Speaker, which is super ugly. I'm going to put it in bad. Next up is Electro. This is my favorite pet in the game, so I'm going to put it in Incredible. Next up is Eternal 2, and I'm going to put this in, I guess, matte. I don't really like it. Same with Eternal, I don't really like it, but Eternal 3, I'm putting in Incredible. Same with Eternal 4 and Eternal K, they all look super good. So yeah, let's put all these Eternals up in Incredible because they all look really good. Next up is Elderwood Revolver, and I'm going to put this in Incredible, so let's put this Incredible right here. Next up is Elderwood Scythe. I don't like Elderwood Scythe as much, but I still will put it in great. Next up is Fang, and this thing is ugly, so I'm putting it in bad. Next up is all the Fire Pets. I'm also putting them all in bad because they just don't fit in the MM2 art style. So yeah, let's put them all in bad. They're kind of unique considering they're all Fire Pets, which is kind of cool. But yeah, they don't look good, so I'm putting them all in bad. Oh, except Firefox, which I'm going to put in matte. Next up is Flames. I actually really like Flames. Not on par with great tier, but I'm going to put it in the pretty good tier. Next up is Frostbird. I really don't like Frostbird. I'm going to put it in bad. It just doesn't look right. Like a pixelated, like Frostbird just doesn't feel right. Next up is Frostbite, and it kind of looks cool, but I don't really like it. I kind of like, something about it I just don't like. so I'm putting it in matte. Next up is Frost Saber, and I'm gonna put this in pretty good. It actually is pretty cool. Gemstone, I think I'm gonna put this in incredible. Look, it does look pretty cool. Next up is Ghostblade, and this is going in incredible. It's really good. Same with Ghosty and Ghostblade are really good, and yeah. Next up is regular Gingerblade, and I'm gonna put this in great. It's not as good as Chroma Gingerblade, obviously, because Chroma Gingerblade is chromified, but still is really good, so I'm going to put it in great. Next up is Chroma Luger, and I'm gonna put this in incredible. This weapon is super good, so yeah, this deserves incredible. Next up is Gold Candy, and I don't really like it. I'm gonna put most of these in matte. Gold Elderwood, yeah, I'm also gonna put in matte. Next up is Gold Hollows, and I actually really like Gold Hollows. I actually think I'm gonna put this in incredible. It actually looks really cool. Next up is Gold Log Chopper and Gold Minty. They're definitely better, so I'm gonna put them in pretty good. The Gold Sugar I actually really like, so I'm actually gonna put this in incredible. And then for Golden Vampire's Edge, it's super ugly. Same with Bronze Vampire's Edge, they just don't look right. They just look weird, so I'm gonna put this in bad. Next up is Green Luger, and this is going into incredible. It's my favorite gun in the game, so let's put it incredible, so here we go. Next up is Hollow's Blade. I'm gonna put this in pretty good. No, I'm gonna put it in okay, it's not that good. Hollow Scythe, it's a little better. I'm gonna put it in pretty good. Hollow's Edge, I think is worse than Hollow's Blade, so I'm gonna put it in matte. Next up is Hologram. I also think this is like okay, so I'm gonna put it in okay. Handsaw is pretty ugly. I think I'm gonna put it in bad or matte. I think I'm gonna put it in bad. It's not very good. Heat's pretty good, so I'm gonna put it in great. Or next up is Ice Blaster, and I don't like Ice Blaster. I'm gonna put it in matte. Icebreaker's a little better, but it's not the best, so I'm gonna put it in okay. Ice Dragon, I think it is pretty good, so I'm gonna put it in pretty good. Then Ice Phoenix. Ice Phoenix is cool, just kind of like boring to me, so I'm gonna put it in like, I guess I'll put it in okay. Orange Serum, I'm gonna put it in pretty good. It is pretty good. Ice Shard, it's actually really underrated. It actually looks really cool. I'm gonna put it in pretty good. Ice Wing kind of looks ugly. I'm gonna put it in matte. Icy, super ugly. I'm gonna put it in bad. Jingle Gun is actually really good. I'm actually gonna put it in incredible. It's one of my favorite guns in the game. Next up is Laser, and I'm gonna put it in pretty good. It's a pretty good godly. A Lightbringer, I would say I would put it in actually great. It's actually pretty good godly. So let's put it up here next to Darkbringer. So let's put it right there next to Darkbringer. There we go. Our next up is Log Chopper, and I would put Log Chopper, I would say maybe in pretty good. It's a pretty good godly. Luger Cane, I think it's super ugly. I'm gonna put it in bad. The regular Luger, it's pretty good. I'll put it up here in pretty good. Nightblade, funnily enough, this used to be my favorite godly in the game, like back like, I don't know, like maybe like September 2019, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I'm gonna put it in matte. Nick's Scythe, I'm gonna actually put in pretty good. Most people like how Nick's Scythe goes in great. I just don't like the teal color on Nick's Scythe. I think teal is kind of an ugly color. Like it just doesn't really work very well. I would say Ghostblade, it might have a little tint of teal in it, but it is mostly looking like it's sky blue, so that's why I kind of like it. But Nick's Scythe, it just kind of looks like a weird color. Next up is Old Glory, and I'm gonna put this in like maybe matte. It's not very good. I'm gonna put it in okay. It just looks fine. It looks like the handle's like a carrot though, which is kind of funny. Peppermint, I'm gonna put this in okay too. It just doesn't look very good. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna put Phoenix in bad. It's the same thing as Frostbird, except obviously it's like not blue. But yeah, it's not good. Next up is Pixel, and I'm gonna put this in incredible. It looks really cool, so let's put this up in incredible. Next up is Prismatic, and Prismatic actually looks really cool, so I'm gonna put this in great actually. Next up is Pumpkin. It is kind of underrated. It does look pretty cool, so yeah, it's going in pretty good. Next up is Purple Serum. I'm gonna put this in okay. I don't really like it just because I feel like the shade of purple they use, it kind of looks weird. It kind of looks like pink, which I don't like. Next up is Red Hollows. I actually really like this. I'm actually gonna put this in great. It looks really cool. Next up is Red Luger. I'm gonna put this in a great. This is my former favorite gun in MM2. So yeah, I'm actually gonna put this in incredible. It's actually really good. So yeah, let's put it in incredible. Next up is Red Seer. I actually think this might be the best of the colored seers. So yeah, let's put this right next to Blue Seer. I'm not sure which one I like more, Blue or Red Seer. Next up is Minty. I'm gonna put this in okay. I don't really like it. Also yeah. Next up is Sammy. I don't really like it either. I'm gonna put it in matte. Next up is Saw, and I'm just gonna put it in pretty good. It's not very good. And then we have Seer, which I mean, like, Seer would look really cool, except you see it so much that it's kind of just boring. So I'm gonna put this in like matte. It's not very good. So yeah, next up is Shark, and I'm gonna put this in pretty good. It's decent. Or now we have the silver trophies, and all these are really good. Silver Candy looks a little dull, but it's still pretty good. So I'm actually gonna put this in great. So there we go. Our Silver Elderwood is amazing. I'm gonna put this in incredible. It looks super good. Same with Silver Hollows. This thing looks amazing. So yeah, let's put Silver Hollows right here. There we go. Silver Log Chopper and Silver Minty looks amazing. I'm actually gonna put them up here, so let's go to great, and let's put them next to candy. So let's put this next to candy too. So yeah, they both look really good. Alright, next up is Silver Sugar. I'm gonna put this in Incredible, looks amazing. So let's put this in Incredible. And Silver Vampire's Edge, I'm also gonna put in Incredible, looks really good. Alright, next up is the Heart Balloon. It's not very cool, but it's super unique, which makes me kind of like it, so I'm gonna put it in Great. Alright, next up is Skelly. This thing is super regular. I'm gonna put it in Bad. It just looks kind of weird. Like the head just doesn't look great. It just looks so weird, so yeah. Alright, next up is Slasher. This thing does look pretty cool, so I'm actually gonna put this in Great. So let's put this up to Great. Alright, next up is Snowflake. It's decent. I don't know if it should be pretty good, but I'm gonna put it in okay. Next up is Spider. This thing is actually really good, so I'm actually gonna put this in Great. It looks really cool. Next up is Steambird. I don't really like Steambird. It is okay, so I guess I'll just put in okay, but it's not the best. Next up is Sugar. This is 100% going to Incredible. It looks amazing, so let's put it in Incredible. Next up is Tides. I'm gonna put Tides in pretty good. It's probably not as good as Slasher and Heat, but it is still pretty good, so let's put it in pretty good. Next up is Traveler. I don't like this. I'm gonna put this in Bad. I think it just doesn't look right. Next up is Regular Vampire's Edge. I'm gonna put this in, I guess, okay. It looks fine. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's fine. Next up is Virtual. This thing is kind of cool. I'm gonna put this in okay. It's definitely not the best, but it is decent. Next up is Winter's Edge. I'm gonna put this in meh. I don't really like it. Same with Xmas. I don't really like it. And Yellow Seer, I'm gonna put in okay. So yeah, that is every single MM2 Godblade besides Heartblade and Eggblade, because when I made this tier list, this was before they came out, so Eggblade and Heartblade aren't on this, but yeah, that's every Godblade in the game besides that. So yeah, this is the full tier list. If you want to pause and see it for yourself, go ahead. So yeah, I think that'll be for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and I'll roll that outro. Peace.